Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership Master League Summer Season. I'm your host, Angela. For today, Vicky and Adi are a little under the weather, so they won't be joining me. So I'm going to guide you through CS. So let's see who these two amazing teams that I'll be playing today in our Counter-Strike Global Offensive segment. It's going to be Portal Esports going up against VOR. Now, Portal Esports, we know they're an amazing team from Pakistan. They have dominated their own country and also have stretched out their wings to other parts of the SCA server. Also today they go up against VOR, who are a Mumbai-based team. So let's give faces to their names and then head into more about these teams. Alright, so that is Portal Esports for you. HSB, considered one of the top players in Pakistan. They recently played their game against SRA, which went into an overtime, but this team took that match even for themselves with a 4-5 lineup and they even took that victory. So Portal Esports looking very strong as of now in the Masters League. They are sitting with 2 victories to their name, and they're going up against VOR Gaming, who are Mumbai-based team. So let's give them faces. And there you have it, VOR Gaming. They are based out of Mumbai and they entered the ESL India Premiership in the 2017 edition in the Challenger League. After being top contenders over there, they made their way to the Winter Season Master League and also made it to the LAN finale. Entering into the summer season, they've had a very mixed campaign. They have faced a victory towards VACBAN, but also taken a few losses. More about these teams and their players with our caster and analyst who will be sitting with us in through the game. Mamba and Fet will be waiting for us. But before that, let's check out the veto of this game. Alright, so we see there are going to be bans made out by Portal Esports on Overpass. They've also banned out Cash and Cobble. Meanwhile, we have VOR, who have banned out Train. They've banned out Inferno and Nuke. So the pick for today is going to be Mirage. I don't really know much about this map, so let's take a look at it first.
Mirage. While Mirage relies heavily on middle control, thus enabling the terrorists to oscillate to either bomb site. It offers a different mix of seizing bomb sites through carefully placed grenades.
Okay, and that is the Mirage map for you folks. I don't really know what more to say about Counter-Strike. It's not really my game, so I'm going to head into this game really fast so we can have a caster and our analyst panel, Mamba and Fet, who will be telling you more about the players, about this map, and how the game is going to go. So over to you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Masters, the ESL India Premiership, the Masters League. Today, finally, it's going to be a map, or it's going to be a game played on Mirage, and I don't have to cast Inferno. Thank you. Good Lord above there is a god, and with me today is going to be the ever-jovial, ever-energetic Mr. Mamba SR. Sar, please, take it away, Sar, please.
Thank you, sir. Well, it just sounds a little... I won't say ironic, it's just a little different situation today because I'm not at all energetic because I had to cast 2 hours of deathmatch, which is not the most interesting thing in the world to do. So I am still a little...
We're casting Indian slash subcontinental CS. It is deathmatch, tactical deathmatch. At least 90% of the games are. So
pretty much,
yeah.
But the buy on the CD side is going to be pretty interesting. We have Criminal with the smoke and AK to work with, and my X-ray is absolutely off. So this is going to be a little confusing, but nonetheless, I've fixed it. But the Terror side, they're going to make their way towards the A bomb side. 3 guys inside Palace, 2 of them towards the A slope. So they have a smoke, 2 smokes to work with. This is going to be interesting. The flashbang as well coming out, so I'm not quite sure if PES will be able to hold this off. But well, look at that. Oops, is going to be all alone. He's going to get taken down, and they are going to be coming in from the A pass. Well, Pokemon also gets taken, and Baba getting the second frag onto Trans as well. It's going to be Criminal just spamming through the smoke, waiting it out. Does have a smoke to work with, and well, the CTs have lost CT control as well. So it is going to be Saz who's going to go down faint, somehow finding the frag and get the second frag as well. What a one-tap on to finish. What an amazing shot. It is still going to be a 2v2 retake. Criminal trying to make his way towards a bomb site. He's not going to get spotted. He knows where Kazi is. Gets a headshot first. And he's going to smoke it off. He does have Kid as well to work with. He's going to fake defuse or maybe not. It's actually going to stick it. Well, he's just going to wait. Well, he could actually stick it. Stuck the defuse. But he's not going to do that. Almost pulling it off. But kind of unlucky right there being taken down. And that is going to be the first round coming up for Team War.
I mean, a good idea coming out from... Criminal there. He did have the kit, and like you said, he could have stuck it. But then, I think Criminal just forgot the saying that pros don't fake. Should have just stuck it and would have won the round. But then we have hindsight, we have X-ray, we have everything at our disposal here, so we get the full picture. Criminal deciding against it. Anyway, it was a close first round. War, they have just won one game in the Master Series so far, and that came against Backband in a 4v5. They have a lot to prove. They have a chip on their shoulders. Portal, on the other hand, they are playing with a massive ping disadvantage, but they've been really, really impressive, and I've been really impressed with them to the point that I'm really eager to see them on LAN if they do make it to the top 4, because I think that this team can do a lot of damage at LAN, given all other aspects of the game are equal, that is basically ping, etc, etc. I just want to see them on LAN, that's all. And HSB here marking the B push. Needs to be careful. This is a very commonly pre-fired angle, and it does look like the bomb may be heading towards the B bomb site. We do have Criminal getting a lot of information, but now falling back from Hamid. Kazi hot on pursuit, but there's Pokemon. So this man is just an absolute wrecking ball, and has been so ever since he made his debut in the ESL India Masters Premiership. It's a 3-man stack towards the B bomb site. Trans playing from Market, and well, War needs to be careful. Indian teams have struggled against the anti-force, and Trans, what a shot!
Well, it's going to be Hasib though waiting it out. Saz is going to go down. Criminal find the frag onto him. It's going to be Hasib going around the corner, trying to find the shot again. He's going to find the frag on to finish. Going to get the second as well. He's going to find the headshot onto Oops as well. Anti-ecos, and the curse continues for the Indian teams, for the subcontinental teams. How can you be so consistent at losing anti-ecos? I do not understand this. And Pokemon says he's going to buy up an AUG. Now, this is quite surprising. I'm presuming this is a misbuy, because you would not really want to invest so much in the second round itself and buying that AUG, and he's gonna give it up to Hasib, and that was a misbuy, and HSB is actually going to use it up. So this is going to be fairly interesting to see how it actually works out for him. But yeah, pretty decent round for PES, and War just played it absolutely terribly.
Oh, that was just no utility whatsoever. And now Faint is going to have a field day. He's going to open the spray with the UMP, missing everything, gets a little bit of damage done, and oh, does get overwhelmed. HSB needs to be careful with the AUG, and there we go, starting things off. Gets one, gets two. He's just starting where he left off the previous round. HSB, the man's a killing machine. Gets taken down to 19 points of health though. Does have a gap to exploit in the smoke. Will spot out Baba the Beast and tags him down really, really low. Backup has arrived in the form of Trans, and Trans with that UMP. Some damage, and HSB is just going to go charging in and does get taken down. It's a 3v2. Trans knows where Baba the Beast is. He's going to get sprayed down. And now it's all down to him. 1v2. Oops, so very low. Trans pulling out the secondary, pulling out the deagle. The clock ticking away. But Trans, these guys have some nutty game. And now it's Portal's turn to lose the pistols. I mean, Mamba, what? How do you consistently teach Indian teams and teams from the subcontinent just consistency on how to play anti-force buys? I don't know how to do it.
You don't. You just don't, because they won't listen to you, right? And it's I just don't understand this. Fine for the first match, it's fine. For the second match, it's fine. I don't know if these guys sit down and watch their demos again. Even if you win a match, right, you have to sit down and watch that demo again. Make sure you find out where the mistakes were made. Where did you lose out on the rounds? And you have to sit down and analyze everything. And these guys have not been doing that at all. And this is not just upsetting and saddening. This is infuriating. I mean, if you really want to be professional Counter-Strike players, this is not the attitude that is going to go take you a very, very far, a very long way. Wait, no mind, the grammar is messed up because I'm half asleep. But yeah, it's kind of saddening and infuriating to see the way these guys have been playing, and you just can't. You cannot afford to lose this anti-ecos because it's so much economic damage. I don't even know what's happening.
I mean, the problem is right now And the thing is, I've seen Portal play at the WESG, the qualifiers, the lands, and they were so good. They got like what 14 rounds off of Australian teams, even SEA teams, like proper like teams that are higher than the entire Indian scene put together. And I mean, that was LAN, and which is why I'm really excited for the prospect of actually getting to see them on LAN. There are a lot of hurdles before that can happen. First of them is first and foremost being finishing top 4 in the league stages. But I mean, and then comes the whole you know, passport issue and all that stuff. But if you can't lock down the anti-ecos and the anti-force buys, you're gonna be in trouble, and you don't want that. You really don't want that. You want to be consistent. You want to make sure that you shut down rounds and, you know, take rounds that are meant to be yours. You have 3 rifles, 2 SMGs against pistols. You can't afford to lose those, and this is happening every day. We're seeing this like every day. Even yesterday, the Brutality versus ATE game, I was watching it. There were 6 anti-ecos that were lost, and I was like, why? Like, just why? It's inexplicable in my opinion.
It's not just inexplicable, and you know, these are the rounds that are guaranteed for you, like, unless you play them horribly wrong. And it happened yesterday as well, and you know, in certain rounds play, and I couldn't help but laugh at the things that were happening, because it was just, you know, as a caster as well, right? Even the viewers who are watching, they'd question you like, why is it so funny? But it's, you just can't help it, right? Because you've seen top-notch Counter-Strike, you've seen the absolute worst as well, but certain rounds you do not expect to just go away, right? Probably MG2s would probably play anti-ecos better, but they'd know that these are the strengths of our weapons. Play long range. Why do you want to go sit in their faces? And well, that's something they do. But nonetheless, we have a scout onto Criminal. They don't have head armor at all, so the Mac-10s are going to be punishing, and the flash is going to go up. 2 guys going in towards the B palace. The C4 is just going to be waiting it out towards the T slope, and Fane is going to be falling back again. The smoke is going to go out. The Molotov towards the WAN area is not going to do any sort of damage to Fane, but won't allow him to be there either. And look at that one-way smoke. So cheeky, so cheeky, Fed.
That's a very good one. I'm going to use that now. Anyway, Trans has made his way up high mid. This can be devastating. The guys coming up underpass, and Trans is just going to spray them down. Oops, down to 15 HP. Excuse me. In the meantime, Pokemonster has found Saz over towards the A bomb side. It's a 4v3. All Portal need to do is take it easy and play the numbers game from this point. And I like the fact that Feint is pushing up B apartments, getting a lot of map control and information, allowing Trans to focus over towards the A bomb side. They have information that it most likely is going to be an A hit now. Pokemonster has to stay alive. He's going to try and retrieve the Mac-10, does so, but then I think he's going to be sticking with the Deagle for the long-range encounters, especially that one-shot headshot potential that's afforded to him. Doesn't want to lose that. Oops, so very low. Kazi getting taken down by Trans. Oops, taking a peek, but Baba the Beast arrives at the scene, but oops, so very low, and Trans, look at that. A juicy, glorious 4K to see off that round, and Portal just win another force buy. Yep. It is going to be the game of the force buys. I can feel it. I can just feel it.
I have nothing to say. Absolutely nothing to say. I'm just gonna go with it. I think this. I've just come to acceptance of the fact that anti-ecos are something that I would not be surprised by anymore unless the team with guns actually wins it. But Pokemon is gonna get spotted. Saz is gonna get spotted as well. And Pokemon is playing very closely with the swag, so trying to earn some extra cash. And Trans is gonna flash him in as well, so that early aggression is going to be coming in, and oh, look at that! What is even happening? Why would you do that, Pokemonster? And Saz is not even going to knife him. Why? Oh, alright, well, they're going to find the early opening, and again, anti-ego, why do you want to push out? Why? I mean, fine, it's understandable you want the early information, you want the map control, but this is not the time when you would want to push out. Absolutely not the time when you would want to push out.
I mean, I get why he did it. He wanted to get some information and farm some money with that swag 7 that he'd bought up. But check your corners at least. He just went in YOLO because I think Pokemonster spotted a guy towards bottom of A ramp. But check your corners, man. Check your corners. That is essential. Anyway, what's done is done. There's no point crying over split milk. It is going to be a B hit with a lurk coming in from Kazi. This can be devastating. He can just shoot everybody in the back, mow them down as they come in for the rotation. And now it's going to come down to HSB. Gets 1, gets 2. Can he get a third? Yes, he can. And now Kazi. Oh, not timing it very well. Trans will manage to mow him down, surviving on 12 HP. And there's some good old-fashioned BMing from Trans. I think he watched the JW clip that has recently surfaced on Twitch as a Twitch clip on Reddit. I love Reddit and I love JW. Just JW things. Did you happen to catch that video, by the way?
No, I haven't seen that video. I really have to catch up on Global
It's
Offensive.
glorious. It's Fnatic versus FaZe, and JW is just doing JW things towards mid. Okay, so there's a dead body. He's completely BMing it, entire clips, and then one teammate walks out of restrooms, shoots him in the back, and then proceeds to Molotov off the cops, and then proceeds to teabag it. JW, he's just such a god.
Yeah, he's one of my idols as well. I remember this one flick shot on Cash, but getting back to it right now, that nade is going to do a lot of damage, and War is again going to be on the eco pistols. Only a Deagle being brought up by Finish, and the rest of the guys on P250s. Measly P250s, but Pokemon is going to spot the first guy. He's going to get the frag as well. Has to fall by the Molotov. Is going to save his back right there. Just waiting it out, and the flashbang is going to go out as well. So look at that though. The first frag coming up onto Saz. Baba is going to be planted as well. And Pokemon going God mode right. They're getting a quad kill. He's going to be able to get the A's. The Kazi is going to get spotted. He's going to find the flag onto HSB as well. But Criminal is going to shut things down, and that is going to be the fourth round coming up for PES.
Finally, PES, getting it together, and again, Pokemonster, that flashback and that innate sense of timing. If you notice, he knows that there's a Molotov on his back, so he doesn't have to worry about ARAM for a good 7 seconds. Takes a peek over towards Palace, falls towards the Palace. Perfect flashback to get 3 players completely dabbing. भाइयों और बहनों, इसीलिए कहते हैं dabbing सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है. मत किया करो. अखंड हद पार बेवकूफियत होती है ये. नहीं करो. Yes, dabbing.
that was a nice rant. I think you just said. I think you'll be the anger translator. I remember this Barack Obama video where he had an anger translator, and that is absolutely what I need right now. But nonetheless, it is going to be Hasib who's going to get taken down by Finish, and that is going to open things up for the terrorist. And I don't even know why Trans again is on the AUG or wait. I'm fairly certain that this is not the org that was saved up, so I'm not quite sure why he has the AUG, but. And the op is going to get picked up as well by Criminal, so this is going to be interesting to see how it actually works out. But Trans, watching the underpass area on the C4, is going to be falling back along with his teammates. 2 guys walking into a shot now. This could be devastating for Trans if he gets spotted. But well, nonetheless, Criminal is going to be coming in towards short. And Trans watching Palace. His teammate pushes out, and Criminal getting the first one, trying to go in for the second one as well. Is going to spot him. Knows that he has fallen back. But the amount of information that he has is not going to be enough. But he's going to peek out. Nonetheless, the Molotov is going to go in towards window. Pokemon such as being boosted up top, self-boosting himself on top towards the A Palace area, and not even boost, just climbing up the ladder. But yeah, 4v4, 35 seconds on the clock to work with. This looks like a Navi-ish take. They do have 3 smokes to work with and 2 flashes.
They're going to the B bomb side. The hits towards A. Pokemon has to go huge. Gets one. Should stay alive for the rotation to come in. Oh. Okay then. Wow. Alright, so 2v2, Finish is low. Saz on 72 points of health. 1 op, 1 rifle on both sides. The retake is on. They have a kit on towards Criminal. Can this be done? Finish on kills. Gets the 4th, but now it's the op versus the op on the retake. Saz peeks out, times it perfectly, and Criminal bites the dust. War put their 3rd round on the board. Best part is Pez struggling for money at this point. Everyone apart from Criminal pretty low financially. They'll have to scrape together a buy. Criminal might be able to drop a couple of pistols, but okay. They're going for the force. They have seen a lot of success on force buy, so why not? Is the question that does get raised.
Well, that's true, and PS losing out on the round, it is going to be fairly hard for them. They have 3 Deagles to work with the CZ75 as well, and if HSB connects this shot, this is going to be huge, and Baba would be really upset. But this is guarding mid. The flashbang is going to be coming in towards B bomb side as well. Feint just waiting it out with the CZ75 and jump spotting everyone inside the B apartment. So Criminal is just going to be holding that angle off while Feint playing it pretty passively, not trying to do anything fancy, trying to have some sort of information going in his favor. But he's going to spot one more guy. Finish being spotted again towards B Palace, and Criminal is going to be coming in. So I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do right now, but well, nonetheless, Feint is going to avoid that flashbang, and the T side is not really going to come out towards the B-bombs. And the C4 is actually falling back while Hasib watches mid, and Feint is going to go down as well. So A 3v5 situation. Criminal is going to be blinded for a second. He's going to get the first one. Can he get the second as well? Or maybe he's just going to lag out and he's almost finding the second flag right there. Lagging out for a bit. And finish is getting a finish while Oops survives on 4 points of filth and gets a frag onto him. But the refrag not coming from Chance. He's going to be waiting with the Deagle inside the smoke and HSB as well. He has to save the day. Chance is going to get taken out. Look at that shot though. Ooh, crispy headshot. Gonna get the second one as well in a 1v3 situation. This is a little too much to ask for. He doesn't have Kevlar either to work with. He's gonna get taken down as well, and that is going to be the equalizer coming in for the Terrier side.
Well, finally War winning an anti-force. But yeah, unfortunate that Chance could have actually sprayed down both those players coming out B apartments, and then the entire complexion of the round would have changed. But that lag spike just completely kneecapping him there for a second, and that's all that any opponent needs. All you need in a game of Counter-Strike is just a second's advantage, and you can turn the tide in the favor of your team. And that's exactly what happened. Unfortunate there for Trans. Scores are tied 4-4. Game is happening on Mirage, and we do have a player timing out from Team War. So, as we just wait, Mamba, how is college life? Now, it's been a while since I've graduated from college, but I remember it being extremely hectic. How do you manage to balance casting and the talent life with college? I mean, it has to be difficult, doesn't it?
It is. To be very honest, it's very difficult. It's more than what people would usually think, right? It's for normal students, since they have so many assignments and everything. And you know, things have changed over the course of time. Now they believe in more of assignment work. They give you submissions and they ask you for active learning assignments and everything. So apart from just giving exams and passing out, there are a lot more things. So for our internal grades, right? For example, if we have 50 marks, and the internal written exams are going to be for about 10 or 15 marks, and the rest are going to be active learning assignments, presentations, submissions, and portfolios and everything that you have to make. And it does get a little hectic. And you know, my university actually came up with something called design engineering, and what that means is you pick up a topic in the second year, that's the third semester, and you work on that one project throughout your college and try and come up with a finished product at the end of the day, at the end of the year, and at the end of the college. So that part, they have one more thing called 100 points activity. So you have to participate in extracurricular activities. If you do not collect 100 points by the end of your college, you are not going to get, you're not going to get your degree. So yeah, they want to make all-rounded students, but they don't consider the fact that there are some students who are into certain things which the university still does not recognize. For example, esports. So I had a really tough time fighting with my university, fighting with my college, trying to convince them that there's something, happening in esports, and they did not pay any sort of attention to this. By the way, I remember casting European tournaments till 4 or 5 in the morning and waking up at 8 in the morning and rushing to college, and they did not understand it till the time when ESL India Premiership started airing on TV. They didn't really care about it. So it is extremely difficult, but one of the most important parts is that if you have good friends, it gets a little easier for you, because they'll help you in your projects. If it's a group project, even if you don't do anything, they'll be all okay with it, and during exams they'll teach you subjects as well, and that is exactly what has been happening to me. So I have my friend over most of the times, and he teaches me subjects.
That's just brutal, dude. Like, I remember my college days, they were just they were better. Like, my college was not by any means a very understanding college. They hated extracurriculars. But then again, when I was in college, none of this was even a thing. Like esports and all, it was just a distant dream that you'd watch on Twitch and cry yourself to night. Mera number kab aayega? Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
It was just a distant dream. There was nothing in the country back then. And yeah, I'm happy that I'm getting to do this now. It's just such a nice change of pace that, you do your work in the morning and then come back in the evening and you get to cast Counter-Strike. I'm so pumped up. But then every day, most days rather, not every day, I'm pumped up that, yeah, aaj Indian CS kuch karke dikhayega tufani, and then it's just like that. It's just so disappointing that you lose anti-ecos time and time again, have no idea how to throw nades. Executes are a bit shoddy. But then I'm seeing the change as well. Teams like Too Easy coming up, teams like Invictus, teams like Entity Gaming, Malhar, they're all improving at an astronomical rate, and they've actually pulled up the scene by their socks. I'm even seeing like teams from the lower rungs of Indian Counter-Strike perform better, have a better idea about the game just because of the trickle-down knowledge that is being transferred onto them by watching these teams. And I'm hopeful, I'm really hopeful that the scene actually picks up and goes somewhere even and makes a mark on the Asian scene. Internationally, it's still a long ways away, but I hope that teams like Entity, Too Easy, Portal, Invictus, Malhar, they can actually do something in the Asian scene and get a few upset results, qualify for a few lands, for a few Asian lands, and that's going to really help the scene grow a lot.
That's true. And now, with the internet improving and getting better pings to Singapore, we've seen certain changes in Counter-Strike, because Counter-Strike is a game where, for example, take an example of Battlefield, right? Even if you're playing on 100 ping, it didn't really make a huge difference. But in Counter-Strike, it's the difference between day and night. You cannot be playing on 100 ping, and this is something we've been noticing, right? We've seen a lot of rounds where PES struggle due to their ping, but they have been picking those rounds up, and catching up with their nutty aim. But that being said, we are seeing the changes in the trends, the way the teams have been playing. We have seen new talent, new players coming up, and the best example I could give you is Too Easy, right? Because we've seen Tito, Rex, all of these guys used to be puck stars, and suddenly they get that perfect combination of players, and they shine out to, I think it was fall season finale Hyderabad. That is the first time they made it to the final stage, and everyone's attention was towards Too Easy. So that's just one of those teams that I've been talking about. But one thing I really want to bring back about college is a lot of new players, right? a lot of younger students want to get into pro gaming, and they're like, what, I'll just quit college. Pro tip: do not quit college, because see, the reason being, right? At least no one can exploit you. That's the only thing. No one will be able to exploit you. That's it. That is what I feel.
That is true. I mean, it's very important that you actually get a higher education, because you never, this life, the gaming life, the professional career life, or the talent life, it's a very ephemeral and it's a very nascent thing still in the country, and there's no security, and you need to have a fallback no matter what you do. That's just how I feel, and I hope that the 5th member from Team War joins back, because I think there's only that much we can talk about college and life without sounding like 40-year-old uncles trying to teach kids how to live their lives. And that's not where I'd want to be just now. I'm turning 26 in 3 days. I don't want to sound like a broken old radiator or an old fart who's like just waiting to pass on the knowledge. No. That's not
that is how we all go for. But talking about Counter-Strike, today I noticed something really mind-numbing, I'd say. 2 hours of deathmatch being casted out, but for a cause. But that was fun in its own sense for the first 15 minutes, but the rest of the time, that's an hour and 45 minutes. But in the meantime, we have the last player connecting on the server. Kazi is going to be back, and War is on a timeout. So what I'm worried about is the fact that Portal Esports is actually on a free VPN. They only have 500 MB of data, and they've already used up 150 MB. So I am not quite sure if they'll be able to complete their match without exhausting their entire bandwidth and data before the match gets done.
I doubt 500 MB is a lot of data when it comes to just gaming. You rarely use that much in one game. But let's see. Let's hope. Let's all stays well, because game's live, guys. Finally, countdown has begun. We're gonna go into the 9th round. Pretty questionable buys from both sides. War, Kazi gone for, I think he's been dropped in AK-47. Oh, there we go. He's been dropped in UMP. And they definitely have the weapons advantage. 1 AWP, 3 AK-47s, and the UMP. They did win the previous, so now it's down to Pez to even out the scores. And that flash from Trans, a bit questionable. I don't think it gets anyone in high mid at all.
Alright, so it is going to be Feint, the waiting out towards jungle, and yeah, Swag 7 on the Pokemon. So I'm just hoping that it does not go for that unneeded aggression.
Alright, it's a 4-man stack towards the A bomb site. Now this is a bit of a questionable decision. The bomb so far is making its way, well, is hanging around the A bomb site, and Pez Pokemonster has made his way in towards A ramp. Now he's holding a very aggressive angle, and that's the swag 7. One bullet from that in the right location, and you're down for the count. But now somehow War has gotten the perfect read. They realized that it might be a stack towards the A bomb side. I don't know how. Might have just been their default for this round, that we'll just make some noise here and there and then hit B. But it's the right call, because Portal Esports has gone and stacked towards the A bomb side, and the hit is coming in towards B. It's gonna come down to Criminal. He has to go beast mode, and he's gonna spot out Finish, and Finish is down count. Criminal has a lot more to do. He's gonna get the dink onto Baba the Beast, but Baba the Beast, as is true to his name, just beasting completely, and Kazi burns him promptly for his good efforts. But there's Saz with the AWP from B Apartments, marking the cross from Market, and he's gonna get the kill. Oh, HSB scoping out worst possible moment, but still managing to get the dink into Oops. It's a 3v3, good positioning, good post plan from War, and Pokemonster unable to get the kill in the meantime. Oops and Kazi have doubled up and gotten 2 kills. Pokemonster and HSB are down to the count, and Trans unable to land the spray down on Kazi. Kazi will end that round. Very important 2k, but unfortunately they were unable to recover the AWP that was dropped by Saz in B apps. They're gonna have to make do without the op, but considering that Fez are gonna be on more or less a full eco, just a couple of upgraded pistols here and there, they should be going for at least a couple of Mac 10s or a couple of umps in that buy up, so that they can farm that dirty SMG money. पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला, क्योंकि इकोनॉमिक्स में सब फेल हुए थे, इसीलिए इस बार रीटेस्ट भी हो रहा है बोर्ड में. तो हम 5 राइफल लेके अंधों की तरह दौड़ेंगे, and hopefully they're just able to mow down the defense that Portal will mount.
वैसे retest तो paper leak हुआ था उसके वजह से हो रहा है, but yeah, nonetheless they would have failed anyway, because that is the reason why they had to leak the paper in the first place. But getting back to it, 2 Deagles and 3 P250s to work with, a flashbang onto Pokemonster, and Hasib holding that angle off. A pretty sweet knife, by the way. Goes along with his gloves. A rich boy. So, well, it's going to be Criminal along with him on the crossfire towards short. Now, this is a fairly hard angle to hit, to be honest, with the pistol. And Pokemon's having that map control to work with. So, a lot of information being fed to the CTs right now that they have a palace control. There are 2 guys inside palace, and there's no one inside the palace area as well. So, only 1 guy towards slope. It's actually 1 guy on the pushed out, so Finish having absolutely no idea that they are going to be waiting around. The perfect bait and switch setup coming inside the A palace, so this is going to be interesting to see how it actually works out. But Criminal on the short, it is going to be an A execute coming from the terrace side, and Criminal is just going to wait around expecting someone to come in from T. Slow, and Fane is going to try and find the first one, gets the first one. Oh wait, what did just happen?
That is called a team kill, Mahmoud. That is getting overexcited. Oh, HSB, the bait and switch. Oops. He just finds his head rolling on the floor. Trans is alive on the A bomb side. Bomb dropped in a very precarious position. Trans, though, lalach buri bala hai balak. Wanted to go for that AK-47, but then Saz is just like, nah, I'm gonna just blow your head clean off. And Saz, he's left alone. I think 1 player has timed out from, it is going to be Kazi. He was having ping issues when the game started, and Saz is getting shot from every direction. Down to 4 HP in a 1v3. This is looking highly improbable that he's going to manage to clutch it out. And Portal win yet another only pistol buy. Just 1 player having any armor. Everyone else was just upgraded pistols or even just default pistols. And they just beat War with nothing. And that is why an SMG would have been a much better option in my opinion, because you could have sent out a scouting party, helped them out with some utility. He could have gotten some opening picks. An SMG, losing an SMG against armored opponents, not really, against, if you give up an SMG and you have armor and AK-47s to fall back on, you're not that worried. But you give up an AK-47 or just keep losing people consistently to pistols in those tight choke points, you're gonna get worried and you're gonna get mowed down. This is Counter-Strike. Pistols are still OP, and that's just what Portal proved that previous round.
And I was actually quite surprised. You mentioned there was a team kill. For me, on the screen on the top right said the kill notification said Finish actually killed himself, and that is what was very surprising for me, because he was on the ground and there was literally no way that he could have killed himself, because there were no nades, there were no Molotovs. So I'm quite surprised at how could that have happened. But that's just something I'll have to go down and download the demo and watch the match and watch the round to figure out. But 2 of the players on Wargaming have timed out, and This is just plaguing our tournament right now. It's just unfortunate. It's upsetting as well at the same time. And yeah, players timing out. And I was actually thinking that the internet has improved, but clearly it has not at all. Absolutely nope, never.
Huh. Sorry, I forgot. I couldn't catch what you were saying there. Water's leaking on my roof. That is upsetting and disturbing. Right now, that is cause for more immediate concern, because I don't want to get a call from the landlord saying that the neighbors are complaining about leaking water. God, neighbors in India, they want to know what's happening in your house more than what's happening in theirs, and that is really disturbing to me, because I couldn't give a less of a crap about what they're doing in their behind their four walls.
The only one time where I've really seen a problem where is one of the days when you were casting and something happened, you hyped up, and they actually filed a noise complaint.
Yes, they have. They've actually filed a noise complaint against me for being too loud while casting. So I have to, you have to start enjoying my rather dulcet tones, because I can't go too loud. There's apparently a kid next door who gets upset by my loud voice. Damn. Wait a minute. Pokemon doesn't have armor, but has an AK-47. Wait, what? This can't be right. He spent $6,000. There's no way that he didn't have armor. Or is this a GoTV bug? I don't know.
No, this cannot be a GoTV bug. He has spent that amount of money, and wait, the math does not add up, because unless he dropped an M4, unless he drop what? Okay. I'm not quite sure what is exactly happening. I'm just going to pull out my calculator right now and add everything up. Just give me a bit. Alright, so M4 is $3,100, and plus 600 for the incendiary, 300 for the smoke, plus 200 for the flash, plus 300 for the grenade, plus 300 for the P250. Alright, I think I've made a mistake somewhere over here. Alright, 300. Perfect. 3,100, 600, 300, and that's $4,800. Alright. How is this possible? Not quite sure. No, nonetheless. I'm not going to go into the details for now, but the terrorist side, we're going to have P250s and CZs to work with, so the scoreline has equalized, and the server is a bit laggy, but the war is going to go in for that bomb rush towards B, and HSB is going to boost his teammate up there, so the perfect bait switch is going to be coming in. This thing is just waiting it out, trying to get the first one, trying to get the second one as well, but Feint being traded out really quickly in war. Are they going to pull off a complete eco? This cannot be happening. This is not how you play Counter-Strike. This is... Alright, so it is going to be Pokemon, so it's going to get taken down, and that is going to be the round for the terrorist. I don't know, never mind, Trans is still alive, and kind of surprising. It's going to be in a 1v3. Has to pull this off. He only has an off to work with, so it's going to be extremely difficult for him. He is going to get spotted, and the kit. Alright. So this is going to be interesting to see how it actually works out, but Trans is just going to be falling back, trying to save his weapon up, trying to save his op up, and yeah, kind of surprising. A full eco going in towards the terrorist side. How did this even happen? I don't get this, Fet. I don't get this at all.
I have no idea how that B hold would have just crumbled like that. It's like 5 players with no armor, just pistols, just bum rushing the B bomb site, and has just completely. They looked completely out of sorts, completely out of their element. They couldn't hit anything. They just got overrun. Now it's their turn to force up. And War is going to lose this round, I'm pretty sure, because that's just how this game has gone on for so long. And it's actually not that bad a buy. They've managed to put 3 rifles on the board, Pokemonster with a P250, and this man can kill with more or less anything. Give him a knife, and I think he'll still manage to find a kill around. And Trans opening things up. Oops, he did it again. Just walked into the crosshairs of his opponent and just paid for it with his life. Finished throwing down a smoke to aid in his teammates. Well, and there we go. Like I said, Pokemonster gets a kill with the P250. Gets the AK-47, but that then does get taken down. Trans trying to play off sound cues. He has to stay alive, allow for the teammates to come in for the rotation. They do have a Molotov onto Trans, who's going to throw that towards Firebox. That nade going to go sailing in. Doesn't do much damage, but Baba the Beast again beasting. And he's still alive. Trans needs to go huge. And Trans both retaking from CD spawn. It's a 3v4. Wait, make that a 2v2. Kazi gets found out by Trans. Feint finds Baba the Beast. And now it's all gonna come down to finish in a 1v2. Can he do it? Finish opens the spray, but Feint closes the chapter of this round with the final kill. Feint with the 2k. Trans with the 2k. Pokemonster with that one single kill that he got playing on default position. And like I said, PES was gonna win that round, and they did. You can call me Nostradamus now.
Oh boy, how I'm trying to wrap my head around this, but it's I'm sorry, I only have like 120 IQ. I cannot wrap my head around this. This doesn't happen, dude. How is this even possible?
Excuse me. I have to wash down a little bit of bitter taste in my mouth, but it's possible because remember yesterday when we were playing Train, we were 13-2 up on the CT side and we lost 16-14. That's how. It's a pug. It's a pug. It's a tactical pug. You were cribbing about, you know, casting a death match. I don't know. I've seen PES play, right? I've seen them play on LAN. I've been following them since they were Game for Glory back in the day last year, and they have strats. I think they're just choosing not to use them right about now. I don't know why. I don't know for what reason. Do they not want to show their strategies? Do they not want to, you know, show their opponents what they're truly capable of until they make it to LAN? But guys, your opponents aren't pushovers. You need strats. You need to show something to prove that you're worthy of LAN. And everyone wants those. Everyone wants to be in that top 4 slot. No one will give it up for you. You need to bring your A game day in, day out. That's why a league format is so grueling, because it's not just about 2 days or 3 days of showing up. You have to be there consistently every game you play, because every game matters.
That is true. That's absolutely true. And you know, you have to be consistent. Consistency is the key to make it to the top 4, because you know it's not a knockout. It's not a knockout format, right? Because if it's a knockout format, fine. You have an off day. So if you're playing one day you know, go up against a very good team and you are having a good day, you're gonna win the matchup. But if it's a best of 3, you know, the results could be something else. And this is why we talk about upsets a lot, right? Teams like, for example, there's FaZe going up against Mouse, for example, and Mouse pulls it off. Even though they're more than a capable team, but FaZe is FaZe, right? And it's a BO1. In a BO3, there are more chances that FaZe is going to pull it off. I'd rather say 90% chances that FaZe would pull it off. But that just happens, right? So consistency is the key, and one of the other players on War is actually going to time out. What is it? PC issue. Alright, so the players are saying that it's a computer issue. Now, this is something that just happens in esports, right? If you're playing a cricket match, you won't be like, bro, mera bat toot gaya, main abhi nahi khelega. You don't say that. But with computers, it's a different story, because these things are expensive, and you can't just have a second.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Like a bat is what? Even the most expensive bat the professionals will use will be what? 20k? 30k?
20,000 probably max.
Yeah, probably, right? And this would at least run you up at least 70 to 80,000 if you want a decent rig to play CS:GO. Difficult to have backups when you're.
And that's just also that's just the computer, by the way. Mouse, keyboard, headphones, different story. Monitor, different story.
Yeah, exactly. Peripherals are also expensive now, because all the companies just love to add the word gaming in front of said part of gaming. Mouse 4 times as expensive as normal mouse. What's the difference? Diwali in your mouse. RGB LEDs.
Well, so that's the thing, right? And it's not just lights. It's, I don't know, for some reason a lot of newer players, right? They tend to go in for cheaper mice, even though it doesn't make sense, because it's gonna skip in the end. You cannot play on low sensitivity. It has to be a very good sensor for you to be able to play on those sensitivities. But yeah, we have a few of the brands, but nonetheless, getting back to this, the player hasn't yet reconnected. This is gonna be interesting to see how it actually pans out. But looking at the scoreline 6-6, I am kind of surprised, even though it's a fairly balanced map. This is not the scoreline PES would want to have on the CD side, especially on the first half, because you want to build that pressure up. And War, fine, they play well, they have some experienced players as well, but I'm fairly certain that under a lot of pressure, under a huge scoreline, they would crumble. and not be able to set that comeback rolling. But the player has connected. The game is going to go live, and well, the buy is going to come in on both the sides, and Pokemon is going to have that swag set to work with.
All right. Can War win this? This is the 13th round. If they lose this, they've more or less ensured that it could just be a 9-6 half. Whichever team loses it can be a 9-6 half for the other team. So it's a very pivotal round, this. And Pez is going to wait for that flashbang from his teammate. And look at Saz, he's waiting for that. And Pokemonster will again forget to check that same close corner. Man, Pokemon, you really don't learn from your mistakes, do you? And he's going to get punished for his complacency. And now the A hit comes in. Players streaming in. Criminal going to push the smoke and will get his shit pushed in by Saz. Just says, no son, go back where you came from, back into the smoke. And Trans, he's trying to get a shot off, cheeky shot off through the gap in the smoke. Will land the no-scope, getting the man advantage back down. And Trans still trying to go huge for his teammates. Paint will get taken out by Kazi, and again the retake will have to come in from CD spawn. Both looks like they have an idea where Baba the Beast is playing from HSV, just spamming that close right corner, but the lag just not allowing him to get the kill, and Trans will fall. He did manage a nice little wall bang onto Oops, but it is going to be War that takes that round. And like I said, whichever team won that round, because of the way the economy has been going throughout this first half, Pez will have their work cut out for them. It's again going to be pistols for days for them. And War, please just consolidate your team. Just go for... You have so much utility. Chuck it. Use it. Throw it. Just clear out those pesky little closed angles and corners that Mirage is abound with. And I'm pretty sure you can win your first anti-eco.
Oh, that's true, but they're going to force it up. They realize that they are going to be in the double eco territory, even if they lose this round. So they're going to force it up. We have Criminal with the 5-7 playing fairly aggressive towards A-bombs. The only guy on the A-bomb side also, by the way. And this is not the best of reads that the CTs could have made. But I think if it's an A take and he cannot get a few opening facts, they're just going to try and save it. He's going to get the first one, trying to get the second one as well. He's going to get it. Shooting the ball for half a second right there due to the lag, but Saz is going to get taken down as well, and they are going to be coming in towards A-bombs because this is now doable for the CTs, and Kazi is going to make his way towards the tower, and the CT is taking things fairly slowly, but they do have a smoke, a flashbang, and a nade to with Pokemon. Use that nade up, kid. Come on, he has spotted him. He's finally going to use that nade up, and that is going to be Kobe. Kazi is going to get taken down. That was right on his face. And well, he's going to go around the corner with the P250, trying to find the flag, and the flashbang being on point. Baba is going to be blinded to eternity right now. And it's going to be Baba on 9 points. Well, he's going to get taken down. Nope, that is not going to happen. A lot of time is going to get wasted, and Trans is the only guy who has a kit to work with. And he's going to go in for the defuse. So the anti-eco again and again and again. I'm not even surprised now.
Well, I think Super Stitum can download this demo and make a video on Criminal called the Lag Criminal. And because those two opening kills were just sublime, like even fighting the ping, and he's just gotten 2 opening frags that were huge for his team. And that's what ensured that Pez actually have a fighting chance to see off this half and don't end up getting a 9-6 on the CT side. Mirage is predominantly a CT sided map, so you would expect the CD side to come out on top, and now they have exactly that chance to do that, have an 8-7 half at the very least.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And Criminal is going to be pushing in towards underpass with the M4 to work with. Now, this is going to be interesting because Kazi is shooting, giving away his position that he's actually looking as well. So, Payne just throwing in the deep smoke, throwing in the flashbang as well, not allowing the Terry side to gain control of the B apartments. Now, Criminal is going to be on the backstep. So, around 7 points of the refrag is going to be coming in from Baba, and Baba again watching the B Palace. Does not want Payne to push up because since the smoke is deep, he would expect someone to be there. And that is exactly what's going to happen. He's going to have that AK-47 to work with. He can fall back after getting the first one. But this is going to be extremely difficult. Oops is going to get taken down. And the Terry side, they have decided to fall back towards the T-base and towards the A-bombs with the C4. So Baba, having the smoke to work with, is going to make his way towards mid while HSB and Trans watch it. The flashbang is going to come up. Perfect flash. Picture perfect flash. He's going to peek up. Get the first back. Can he get the second one as well? HSB is not going to be able to get it. How does this happen though? Almost find the flag onto him. 8 points of L to work with, and it is going to be a 2v1 in the favor of the CT's fate.
Yeah, and Baba the Beast with 8 HP making his way towards the B-bomb side, and Feint should be cutting it off. Nope, it's going to be Pokemonster who gets the kill onto Baba the Beast, and Pez will finish the first round, 8 rounds on their favor, with 7 going to War. It's been a pretty even half, And even the scoreboard reflects it. There's been no clear swings of momentum. It's just been back and forth throughout. But Pez just coming out slightly on top thanks to their sublime skill with the pistols. They have just shown War how to pistol in CSGO. But now the question is, who will win the pistol round? Because when a game is hanging so tightly, like so closely on the weapons, you want to come out on top by winning the pistol round and the subsequent 2 rounds. That has been a problem for both the teams. They have both struggled against anti-ecos. They've both lost anti-ecos. Will they be able to win the pistol round and then the subsequent 2 rounds? Because that is going to set them off for a pretty good start on either side for either team.
Well, that is true, and with the pistols coming in the first round, this is going to be interesting to see because Oops is going to have that kit to work with. And the Terry side, they are going to make it. They are going to make an A play. The smoke is going to go out as well. The flashbang coming in, and everyone has just started pouring out HSBs being fought right. Then Kazi is going to find the tag on. How do they not communicate the information? Why is there such a huge delay? And Feint is going to take jungle control as well. So a lot of map control for the Terry side after the bomb being planted. So it is going to be finished along with his team going towards the CT base, trying to make the most of the situation. But Feint hearing the CD coming in through connected, the information is going to get passed on. And look at those shots! What?
Wow! What a good retake, Mamba. That was picture perfect. Such a crisp and clean retake. 3 shots, 3 headshots, and War tying things up yet again. That was beautiful. War, hats off to you. That actually was a very good retake mounted by you, dear sirs.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And Trans is gonna force it up. Actually, he's gonna get the AK-46 passed out. So this is gonna be interesting. This is a fair, pretty interesting. But this reminds me of this reminds me of Chinese teams from 10 years back in Counter-Strike 1.6. They just buy the AK-47 and pass it around, buy a few bullets for all the players, and every single time when the AK got dropped, they just pick it up and try and use it. So one of those rounds, one of those plays coming in, and they have 4 Deagles and an AK-47 to work with. This might as well just work out for them. So Criminal is going to be going in towards Connector, getting some sort of information. Cause is not going to be expecting this. Sanzo, on the other hand, is just going to be waiting while Feint gets taken down. So this is going to be a lot of pressure onto Trans, trying to make this work, and Criminal along with his teammate just waiting it out. It's going to be in a very awkward spot right now. Watching the bomb side is not going to be able to find a lot of information. While Sass is going to go down, Trans is going to find the first pick. Kazi just being a little surprised right there. They're going to fall back while Criminal gets taken down. Now this should not have happened, but now they know that they are going to be on the retreat. But we have one more. We have them falling back towards the palace. All right. Well, it is going to be Pokemon just waiting it out. Kazi had the entry, and Oops spamming through this smoke. But look at that, Pokemon almost find the frag onto him. Starting on 1 point of health, is going to get taken down, reducing it to a 3-3 fit.
And I was just about to say that I really like the positions coming in from War. They're playing the distance very well. Kazi, if he peeks out, he can land 2 easy frags right now. But he's going to be patient, and he's going to land the spray down on Trans. And that's the play with the AK-47. And HP, he's going to get, and he's going to get taken down. Kazi, free upgrade to the AK-47 for him. And patience is key. जैसा कि बोलते हैं, नाना नानी बोलते थे भाइयों और सब्र का फल मीठा होता है. And Kazi just exemplified that proverb to no end. He just very well played from Kazi. He could have peeked out earlier, could have been greedy, but he played the long con, he played the waiting game, and he came out on top for his team.
Well, that is true. That is absolutely true. And well, War is going to be leading the scoreline now. This is again not a scoreline we expected while Portal Esports was playing, but now I've started to feel that Portal Esports, even though I've known these guys, right? I mean, personally, I don't know them, but I've heard their names. I've heard it from the Pakistani counterparts, all the casters as well that have been talking about them. I've heard it from you as well. You know, G4G days. These guys have been playing well, but this is just a little too upsetting. Obviously not taking away the fact that they are playing at 100 ping, but the mistakes that these guys have been making have nothing to do with the ping. Just saying. But nonetheless, Oops is going to be waiting it out. Has FAMAS to work with. Criminal is going to be making his way towards connectors. So a pretty slow round coming from both teams. And I mean, Pez don't really have anything going for them right now in this round. It's no armor, just a couple of upgraded pistols, 2 Glocks, 3 pistols. And as I say that, Criminal Glock swoops in the face, recovers the FAMAS, doesn't have armor to work with, and he's going to go barreling towards underpass and towards the B bomb site, getting stuck on the scaffolding there a little bit, and now it's down to finish. He's going to lay down the spray down, gets 1, 2, 3.
He's just lined them up, and now it's all down to Criminal. Bomb hasn't gone down yet. It's a 1v3 in the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye. Finish just wrecked the entire opposition. Now finally Criminal does find that kill, but it's still a 1v2. A huge, monumental task set ahead of him. Armor, can he do this? There's still 30 seconds left on the clock, Mamba. Do you think he'll be able to pull this off?
Well, it's a little too much to ask for, but obviously it's possible. He's going to jump down, though. He's going to give away his position. Does not have Kevlar to work with the aim punch. He's going to be a problem, and that is exactly what happens. Had he had the Kevlar, he could have actually pulled it off and got the flag onto the opposition. But, well, it's going to get taken with, and only the FAMAS to work with. Not the most ideal weapon. Fairly decent weapon, though. But the scoreline is going to be 8-10 in the favor of War, and War's economy isn't that great either. But Portal Esports, they're broken nonetheless. So this round is going to be fairly crucial. If the CDs lose this one, they are going to they'll have to go on a force buy, and so will the tier side, I'm presuming, because they'll have about $2,900 coming in if they lose this one. So they'll be able to force it up. So both these teams, this round is actually going to be very, very crucial, and Portal Esports will have to make sure, even if they don't pick this round up, they'll have to make sure that they do a lot of economic damage to the CD side.
It's a very crucial round either way. Pez wins this, tied the score up essentially, and War win this. They've gone up 12 rounds. It'll be 12-8 because next round is going to be an eco, and Pokemonster opened things up with the headshot onto Saz. You have Trance waiting in connector, but he's going to look away at the worst possible moment, gets shot in the back by Oops. And now it's just a flurry of bullets flying through the smoke. Someone just trying to land a cheeky little headshot. Oops making his way upstairs. And the post plans, they're decent, they're not the best. There's still players out in the open. There's Pokemonster. And what? Pokemonster just shoots Baba the Beast in the face. That's instant facial reconstruction surgery there. And it's a 2v3. There we go. But Finish is not in the mood to be trifled with. HSB gets one finish so very low. He has to go huge. And HSB should just wait for the plant. Just play for the plant. Oh, HSB missing his jump. Sorry, not HSB. That was Finish missing his jump. And Finish. Pros don't fake, but he did. And they're both equally low, but HSB will peek out in the nick of time because he knew that at some point or the other, Finish had to go for that defuse. And Pez win that round by the skin of their teeth. They cut it close. And War, again, a player seems to have timed out. And we're going to have to wait for him till he joins back into the server. Why isn't... Or maybe they've used up all their technical time allocated to them.
Well, that is true, and it's just unfortunate. You really can't do anything about this. And Portal Esports had to push it over 4v5 as well. We had a different team. I think it was VACBand who had to push it over 4v5. So they'll just have to go on with it unless they just waste a lot of time in this round. Just hide in the corners of the map, use these and milk these 1 minute and 30 seconds, and along with that, use their tactical timeouts if they have them available. But Oops is going to be pushing in. He is going to pay the price for it. He's going to get taken down, and that's just going to leave 3 CTs up against 5 Ts, and that is not a favorable situation to be in, especially on Nico. So the most that the CTs will be looking forward to do, they're doing a lot of economic damage, and Trance is just lining them up, taking them down one by one, making 1v1s. And he's gonna get 3 frags while he seals the 4th one, and the score is gonna get tied at 10-10. And the CTs are probably going to opt for a pause, or are they going to go in and call a sub?
I have no clue.
And a little sportsman spirit. It is gonna be Portal Esports calling a timeout for the opposition, I'm presuming.
Yes, it is going to be a Pez timeout, which is being called for War. Love this display of sportsmanship from Portal Esports. And, I mean, War did the same for VACBand back in the day when we had the second day of the ESL India Masters Premiership. When VACBand, one player got timed out and had no way of rejoining the server, War took 2 of their timeouts to allow them the extra time over and above the 15 minutes of technical timeout that's allocated, so that, they get that extra minute or so to come join back into the game. And these are the little displays of sportsmanship, that really make me happy that I'm a part of this scene. And I'm glad that this scene is growing as well.
That is so true. That is so true, because it's just a beautiful sight to watch with all of these teams making it the Masters. They are, they are actually role models for a lot of newer teams who have been coming in. They're like, you know what, we look up to these guys, and they have been doing a wonderful job at making sure that they set the right example for up and coming players and up and coming teams. But the flashbang is going to be on point. Get his first one, trying to line them up. Is not going to be able to get the second one, but oops, he's going to find the frag on the trans. He's going to black. Trying to get the second one as well. Is still going to get it. Criminal is going to get taken down. It's going to be Feint on 4 points of health. The nade is going to get thrown out, and Feint is going to get thrown in the outer space. And Asib is going to get taken down as well. But in the meantime, that is going to be the 11th round coming up for the CT side.
You know, if I were in a CSGO trading page right now and Pez just did that, I would have just written, you know, plus rep, plus vouch, portal. That was a very decent move there. And just because of that timeout, War was able to get their 5th player back into the server, and they just won the round, and quite convincingly. Saz with a nade of dreams. 1 nade to kill them all, 1 nade to obliterate them. And let's not take away what Oops did as well. 2 quick kills, getting that 4v2 down to a 2v2. Very good frags coming out from War that previous round. And okay, Trans, he just doesn't sit back. He's been opening up the A bomb site, getting the initial frag time and time again. And HSB this time will shit the bed a little bit. Kazi with the immediate trade, and Trans, he's gonna get smoked off. They have taken connector control. War not really going much for mid control this time around. And there we go. That's the problem. Having no one spotting towards connector, you're always going to be a bit exposed. And Pokemonster coming in from Market. I think he played himself in from Sniper Nest, or did he get boosted up? I am not sure, but whatever. It's again a 2v4. Finish, getting the kill on the Criminal, brings it down to a 3v2. Finished. Does he know that Pokemon is just around the corner? Yes, he does, and he's able to bring it down to a 2v2, but at the great cost to his HP. He's down to 8 health. Bomb yet down to the bomb side. Baba the Beast lying in wait towards CT spawn. This can go very, very south for Portal Esports if they don't play it properly. Yes, finish is low, but Baba's position is the trump card. It's the ace up their sleeve. If he can get the bomb planter down before, you know, just before the timer goes out. Why is he moving? He had the position there.
I'm not quite sure about that, but well, they are going to gain control of the A bomb, so the bomb is going to go down as well, and the CTs are going to be on the retake. But Baba, is he going to get caught off guard? Feint is going to go around the corner trying to find the frag, but well, Baba is going to find the frag. He's going to get taken down. It is going to be Trans in a 2v1. Both of the players on 8 points of health, and the flashbang is going to go out. Now this is something that is doable for Trans, but Trans has absolutely no idea about the second guy being low on health points as well. So just waiting out, playing it really slowly. He's going to find the first frag. Gonna get the second one as well. The CT is just going to stick, or maybe not. He just fakes it out. And the CT is going to stick it, or maybe not. Just doing it, playing it to perfection. Trans has been playing this to perfection and played it so nicely. He is going to get the 10th round for his team. And that is going to be the scoreline. And the second half, actually the 11th round, it was the equalizer that came up. And round number 23 coming up now. This looks like a very close match of it.
Yes, it does. And I just love what Trans did there. He was like a cat playing with his food, rattling off a shot, falling back into cover, just sowing the seeds of doubt into Baba the Beast's mind. And that's what did it, because at the end of the day, Baba had to go and stick the defuse. Had he just, you know, knotted up and stuck it the first time around, I think he would have had it. But that's a very, very tough position to be in. And look at this, three-man stack towards connector, and they're going to be pushing mid. Criminal getting dinked out instantly, but Criminal and Feint both dying towards mid and giving up bomb. This is huge. You do have HSB just barreling back, spots out Finish, who's down to 23 HP. No nade onto HSB, but he'll still manage to land the headshot, and now it's all down to Kazi in a 1v3. No armor, but does have an AK-47. Doesn't look like he's gonna get much out of it from this point onwards, because Trans is gonna come peeking up mid, and Trans is gonna end Kazi's tail for this round. However, that mid push really getting 2 kills, keeping the economy honest on Pez's side. Good, solid eco. And it's not just that. They got a lot of information regarding how Portal is setting up early round as well. And maybe they can use it to their advantage come their buy round. And looks like they're going to be forcing it up here, War.
Well, they have to, because they don't have a lot of rounds to work with. They do not want to give the opportunity to Portal Esports to build up their economy and that come back rolling again, because, you know, it's a matter of 3 more rounds until it comes to match point, and Kazi is going to find that early opening, so the force buy is actually going to work out and is going to pay off. Not a lot of resources, obviously, but this is something that this is a chance that they had to take whatsoever. But Pokemon is going to be towards the ace low with the Mac 10 to work with. The scoreline is still in the favor of the Terry side, but Trans is going to try and find an opening. But in the meantime, Criminal find the frag on Oops. So, well, this is going to be fairly interesting. That Pokemon is just waiting it out. That intuition though, but he's going to get taken a while. Saz, along with the teammate, push out towards ace slope and get so much information, while Trans is going to be on the backstab. Look at that. The amount of information they have right now is unreal. Or should I say misinformation, because they're saying that A slope is clear, probably A palace as well, and the entire A side as well. But look at that, Trans might just get backstabbed. Is it going to happen though? He's not going to hear him. Finally hearing him out, and will find the frag onto Saz as well. So that is going to reduce it to a 2v3. I'll finish. Watches across towards the bomb site. The other guy on the Terry side, that is going to be Trans just waiting out. So it is going to plant it for Palace, and they're going to try and make things work. The flashbang going in towards Jungle's area is not really going to blind anyone. I think he just misused both of those flashbangs, unless I missed out Trans falling back, trying to move back to the T base. But nonetheless, it is going to be something that is going to be interesting to watch. Trying to find the first one, spot the first second to get the frag though. Is not going to be able to do it, being double peaked right there. Trans is going to come in from the Palace, and the Molotov has been primed up as well. He's going to try and find the frag. Gets the first one, can get the second as well. Oh, getting the second one as well. Not being able to get the third, but he's going to be able to defuse the bomb. He has enough time to work with, and that is going to be the equalizer. Wargaming.
Oh, that was close. But yeah, Trans, I mean, he did have a Molotov. If he just chucked it down to default, could have won the round for his team. But then again, in the heat of the moment, these things really tend to escape your mind. But Pez do get the bomb down, which means they will be able to go in with a full proper buy. However, War will struggle to put a buy together. As you can see, they have 2 for Masters, 2 M4s, and 1 MP9 on the cards, along with 3 kits. That's good. Having 2 or more kits on the team, that's going to allow you some leeway on the retake if the bomb does go down. But so far, I mean, that was a very good aggression from War, and I think that Pez may have overthought themselves in that post-plant situation. They could have actually clutched that 2v3 out had Trans's positioning been just a shade bit better. And oh, the perfectly timed aggression. HSB just getting caught with a face full of nade, and he's blinded, he's burnt to a crisp. He's down to 13 HP. He's essentially out of the round, unless he can go Ultra Instinct and just mow down the enemies. In the meantime, Pokemonster also falls. Trans, the man who's been looking the most dangerous for Portal Esports on this T side, also bites the dust, and now it's a 3v5 with HSB on his dying breath. Criminal gonna go up aggressing in towards Feint, spots out Kazi, gets the spray down onto him, but there's Feint falling by the wayside, bomb out in the open, languishing. Criminal unable to retrieve it as well. It's a 2v4, and HSB is all but dead. He's a dead man walking, essentially. Now we're going to see Criminal, who's going to go aggressing towards jungle, trying to get an aggressive peek, but getting blinded. It's very difficult, and there we go. Finish does get taken down. It's all down to Criminal, who's going to get caught with a nade in his hand, and Finish is able to apply the finishing touches to that round, and with that, War inch ever so slightly into the lead.
Well, that is true, and this is turning out to be such a back and forth match, and PES is going to go in for the timeout, and they desperately need it right now because they don't have a lot of cash to work with. And on the CD side, they have an MP9 alongside a FAMAS. This is turning out to be a very unexpected matchup. Again, I expected Portal Esports to, end this inside single digits against these guys. Even the War is a very good team, not taking away anything from them, but Portal Esports have just been a better side. But the timeout, had you been in Portal Esports' position, what would you be telling your boys?
Look, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Until and unless the scoreboard reads 16 for a team, you still have a chance. And you'll give this round to War. Just give it. Take the hard eco. Go into the next round with a full proper buy. You will be light on the utility. Let me see. They just got reset if I'm not wrong. No, they'll be on the third round loss bonus. That's 2400. So you will have a little bit of utility going into the next round as well. Do that. Take the eco. Don't buy anything. Maybe try and get a few pickoffs because the money on War isn't that great either. It's just Oops, Finish, and Saz who have any semblance of an economy going. even if you can keep the money on 2 players honest, the team will be forced to drop weapons for them, or they'll be forced to wield inferior weaponry. And it's just a question of one round, especially because the CT economy in this game is just so difficult, it's so punishing. You keep losing players even if you win rounds, you're never going to have bank and never going to have a in case you do lose a round. So Pez, all they need to do is maybe just get a couple of pickoffs, 1 or 2. And if they can get the bomb down, that's even better. But I think it's a hard eco that should be on the cards right now. Maybe Feint can buy up a P250, but nothing more than a $300 investment is viable or even advisable at this point, at this economic stage in Pez's, arsenal, to say, if that's the right word.
Well, apparently one of the players on PES has timed out, so we'll just have to wait it out unless we start 4v5, which might just not be the case because he's reconnecting. But Trans going God mode, having 25 frags to work with, and the other guys on the team doing fairly decent as well. And on the CD side though, 2 guys with about 20 frags, Baba and Finish. So wait a minute, is it the GoTV that is down, or is it just me?
I think the server got taken down because even I've lagged out. Wait, let me check.
Alright, so we're just gonna try and fix this. In the meantime, we'll try and go in on a very short break. Once we have fixed it, we'll be coming back with live action.